We are currently witnessing a massive expansion of digital borders. We see it in the construction of national firewalls, heavily localized data centers, and strictly enforced DRM algorithms. The operating logic here is straightforward. Treat digital information exactly like physical property. The assumption is that if you can fence in a piece of land, you can lock up data. To achieve this, these structures require a very specific architecture. They must force vast amounts of internet traffic through a few easily governed, centralized hubs. Governments and corporations are spending billions to maintain this infrastructure. Yet what they are actually buying is a comforting, highly fragile illusion of total technological control. Despite the immense engineering effort poured into these digital walls, the reality on the ground is that they constantly leak. A standard VPN bypasses a national ban with a single click, and newly released open-source models routinely disrupt proprietary walled gardens. These failures are not temporary bugs. They highlight a deep mismatch between rigid engineering and the actual nature of data. It ultimately comes down to a conflict between structural architecture and fluid dynamics. The defining tension of the modern internet is this exact clash, the rigid architecture of containment inevitably failing against the physics of the digital age. To understand why these containment strategies fail, we must look at their foundational building block, the centralized choke point. Whether a platform moderator scanning copyright or a national censor blocking speech, they rely entirely on these specific gateways to inspect, filter, or destroy incoming data. But this design has a fatal vulnerability. The entire system's security is binary. It depends completely on that single choke point holding up under pressure. If data cannot be forced through that specific gateway, the logic of the digital fortress collapses. That brings us to the opposing force, the inherent physics of digital information. Unlike physical goods, digital information is infinitely replicable at zero cost. It operates near the speed of light, meaning manual containment is physically impossible. And critically, internet architecture inherently routes around damage or obstruction. Decentralized protocols are the ultimate manifestation of these physics. They are networks specifically designed to operate without central gateways. By utilizing end-to-end encryption, these systems effectively blind any remaining choke points from seeing what the data actually is. When we autopsy the failure of a digital wall, the mechanics are clear. Decentralized technology flows under, around, and through rigid walls, exactly like a fluid wave. Achieving total digital containment requires fighting the basic properties of the medium, a struggle against the inherent speed and replicatability of the data itself. The isolated walled garden can no longer guarantee the exclusion of outside data. Pouring capital into taller digital walls creates a cycle of diminishing returns, where the cost of maintenance often outpaces the security it provides. Governments and tech companies need to pivot from building architectural dams to creating adaptable, resilient systems. In practice, this means leaning into open-source collaboration and decentralized security models, rather than relying on strict proprietary lockdowns. Information cannot be contained. The future belongs to those who learn to navigate the decentralized wave, instead of trying to build a box around it.